in the beginning of court.
Okay. What is up? Good afternoon. It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me just do a quick audio check. Make sure I'm not talking messed up or something. Yeah, I can't stand the delay. 30 seconds. Wow, it's a long delay. Okay. There we go. Wow. Holy crap. Anyway, welcome, man. If you haven't seen this story, definitely check out my previous video that I did on this with Harmony Montgomery, the 7-year-old that's been missing for reportedly 2 years. And I did a pretty long video on it with a lot of details and timeline. I didn't get to cover everything, but I did as much as I could. And so I wanted to kind of touch on the pieces that I didn't cover. We're going to watch some of the interviews, like the mother's interview, Crystal. We're going to watch the great uncle, Adam. You guys, the people that have been following this like extensively have probably seen those already. But we're going to rewatch it for the people in my audience that haven't seen it. And if you wouldn't mind hitting like, I'd appreciate that. We're going to go over some of the latest details, documents, stepmother apparently getting new charges and so on and so forth. And also at the end of the stream, I'll open up the line for calls if anybody wants to call and add to it. If not, then we'll just keep it pushing. Let me show you this real quick here too. This little backdrop here. This is a previous video, but just I wanted to give a visual to the people that maybe haven't seen like the backyard or just like, you know, just kind of, that's what it looks like. Though I believe the search is now like in the backyard over, like they've completed their search there. They're still looking for Harmony. That's what it looked like. That's the property that she was living with her father. I'm going to play this clip here too with regards to the new charges. And then I'm going to read you guys the documentation.
New Hampshire Attorney General's office says after 3 days here, the search of this property is complete. The search for Harmony Montgomery continues.
She's a sweet little girl.
Today, as Manchester police and the FBI were once again digging up a backyard on Guilford Street, searching for signs of Harmony Montgomery, her great-aunt Erin and a friend were canvassing the neighborhood, taping up missing person posters in search of tips regarding the girl's whereabouts.
It's every family's nightmare, right?
Harmony was last seen in 2019, but her disappearance has only recently been reported.
We didn't know she was missing. She was with her father, as far as we were concerned.
Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, and stepmother, Kayla, are facing charges unrelated to her disappearance.
I just want my niece home. Adam and Kayla, or whoever did anything to Harmony, is not my concern.
Earlier this afternoon, Sky 5 was overhead, capturing the scene in the backyard of 77 Guilford Street. Authorities say the current homeowner has no connection to this case, but this is Harmony's last known home. As the search continues, the great-aunt, Erin Montgomery, says she holds out hope, even though her family saw and reported signs of trouble years ago.
My family made numerous reports of concern for her safety, and the system did nothing, and they left her there.
And so to be clear, while Harmony's father and stepmother are not charged in connection with her disappearance, her father is facing a felony charge. He is under assault for a felony.
And if you remember on the last video that I did with the father, I could not believe the history that this guy has. It's insane. Like a freaking laundry list and bail. This guy literally like shot somebody in the head and then he gets custody. Let me read you the document too. This is the state's objection, possibly more than likely new charges coming. Let me get the bigger screen here. Okay, so this is from 110, and it says here, state's objection to defendant's motion to reconsider / reopen bail issue. Now comes the state of New Hampshire by and through its attorney and office of attorney general and objects to the defendant's motion to reconsider and reopen the issue of the defendant's bail, stating in support as follows. The defendant is currently charged with 1 Class A felony count of welfare fraud pursuant to RSA, blah, 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 which alleges in essence that she intentionally failed to disclose the NHDHHS Division of Family Assistance that Harmony was no longer in the defendant's household or under her care. On January 6, 2022, the court held a bail hearing, and bail was set at the amount of $5,000, which we covered previously, with additional conditions. At approximately 3:40 p.m. on Friday, January 7, 2022, the state was notified by a representative of the DHHS that they had additional documentation that potentially raised concern for the offense level of welfare fraud charge. Due to the hour of this notification, the state was unable to conduct a complete review of the DHHS information. However, a preliminary review made it appear as if the Class A felony welfare fraud charge would have to be downgraded to a Class B felony. Out of abundance of caution, that same evening, the state, page 2 here, state notified defense counsel of this discovery and informed defense counsel that more information would be available Monday. On Monday, January 10, 2022, DHHS provided the state the defendant's file from January 1st, 2019 to the present. After review of the file and a consultation with DHHS employees, the state anticipates filing charges for a Class A felony theft by deception and additional 8 misdemeanor charges pursuant to RSA. It expects to file these charges on January 11th. Once bail has been set on these new charges, the state expects it will file a null pros, which means like, what does that mean again? It means like to like dismiss or something, discharge. Null proce. Let me look that up real quick. I looked this up the other day. No proce. It's not no process, it's no presc, iCkEdMeL. It just means not to prosecute. Or wish not to prosecute. Prior to filing this objection, the state contacted defense counsel to inform him of the anticipated change in the defendant's charges. However, it was prior to that conversation that the defense counsel filed the motion to reconsider/reopen bail, apparently in reliance on the state's representations communicated on Friday. In this motion, defense counsel argues that the issue of bail should be reopened based on the state's information that the defendant would no longer be charged with a Class A felony. However, because the defendant will remain charged with a Class A felony, albeit under a different statute, as well as an additional 8 new criminal charges, the defendant's motion should be denied and bail should remain as set. Wherefore, the state respectfully requests that the Honorable Court deny the defendant's motion to reconsider/reopen bail issue, schedule a hearing, and grant the state any such other relief as may be proper and just. That's that. This was posted by Victoria, and in short, there's new charges coming. All that to say, there's new charges coming. Aneta, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting like, por favor, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Gracias. Also, this is kind of interesting. So apparently there's been a bunch of calls made to this property. I'll play this clip for you guys.
This is an aerial view of the backyard operation. Tents obscure a lot, but a person shoveling dirt onto a tarp can be seen. Investigators have not divulged if a tip is the reason for this operation. Harmony Montgomery was last seen in November 2019. News 9 Investigates obtained police calls for service to 77 Guilford Street between 2018 to 2021, not including this criminal investigation. The Manchester Police Department was contacted 29 times, often by concerned neighbors, including a dozen nuisance and...
I got to make sure I look at the camera too. That person that cursed me out, I said they're unsubscribing. So I want to watch the video, but I got to like look up
animal
here.
Complaints
and
and 2 child welfare calls. Manchester police filed a formal incident report to DCYF on September 11th, 2019, citing, quote, clutter and empty food containers in every room, noting, quote, all 3 children appeared clean and fed. DCYF involvement was noted twice in August 2019, even citing the name of a child protection service worker on one report. That report also said the home was using a generator for electricity, but there was food in the house and everyone was healthy.
And that's what the people that currently live there said as well. Like when they got there to the property, I guess there was like a generator. The place was just run on a generator.
DCYF maintains the agency is strictly bound by state and federal law from confirming any information about any of its cases. 4 of those calls to Manchester police to this address were made by Harmony Montgomery's father, Adam Montgomery. Domestic disputes and a missing car were among the complaints. Adam Montgomery being held without bail right now on a felony charge of assault against Harmony in 2019. We're live in.
So this is a nerdy. He's been posting a lot of pictures, drone footage, updates. I put his link in the description if you guys want to go check out his Twitter. Also, thank you for having me on that time I came on New Year's Eve. I appreciated that. I didn't say bye. I don't know. I was getting all these calls and my mind, ADD, I forgot. But thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate that. Anyway, it says here, Harmony's mother confirms the following. House with snow on it, property in... And the New Hampshire people got on me about this. Some of the mispronunciations that I said yesterday. I said this is Lowell or Lowell. No, I said Lowell, but apparently it's Lowell. Like lulls, lol. Okay? So forgive me, New Hampshire people. Lol. It's a weirdo shit. That Adam told Kayla he was returning Harmony to other two. Sorry, let me read that again. House with snow on it, property in Lowell. That Adam told Kayla he was returning Harmony to other 2 homes in Manchester that Adam lived in shown. One is where Harmony was conceived. We had property and oh god, this is another one. Haverhill, whatever. I don't give a shit. But so the snow one here. Adam told Kayla he was returning Harmony to. Some of the other things here. Yeah, I had a couple people comment on that. I had my friend from New Hampshire message me. Is that her? She messaged me this morning. No, that's not her. And she was telling me about it. I was like, oh, my bad. So that's that. Another great picture. This is from Nerdy. It says, the generator that was used for 2 months when the home that was searched in Manchester didn't have electricity. Neighbors reportedly called the city as they were concerned for Harmony's well-being. I mean, this is just like a long, so many failings along the way for Harmony. This is the generator right here. For anybody that hasn't seen that. Okay. This is another post from Nerdy, and it says, yesterday in DCYF hearing, authorities asked Adam Montgomery about Harmony's whereabouts. He refused to answer the question after being asked several times. The judge subsequently held Adam in contempt of court. So he's not talking, and he hasn't been talking. He hasn't been cooperating in either of the things, really. Now, this take with a grain of salt. Somebody posted this under. I don't know if this is legit or not. You have to be careful, too, with tweets and what people post under tweets, because you never know. But it says here, they need to check that house where the floor was bleached for DNA and pull it up. I don't know. But somebody did question and says, the home has been completely remodeled since this time. I'm guessing they removed the old flooring and put new ones. Where did you find the photos of inside their old house? Somebody says that they found it on Zillow. So I don't know. It's possible. It's possible, but it's interesting nonetheless. This is another document. Save it so I can get it on a big screen for you guys. This is kind of interesting too. True crime verified. Hey, is how you say it. Haverhill. Haverhill. Thank you, Justin. I bet you that's not even it. Haverhill. True crime verified. As if that's something that's supposed to have some sort of like true crime verified. What does that mean? Who's true crime verified? What is that? Okay, so this is from January 12th, 2020, 14:06, which is 2:06 p.m. and just various times there. Nature of incident, check security of building. This is the address that they were doing all these searches. This is the address where Harmony and the father were staying at, I believe. And it says here, search completed, 1/12/2020. Building is vacant. Front door has been kicked in. Unknown when it was kicked in. Didn't appear to be anyone in there, but caller wasn't sure. And then it says door has not been kicked in. Looks like someone moved out and they left the door open. Adam Montgomery. They were just airing it out. There was a very bad odor. So that's not good. Doesn't sound good. True crime verified. It's legit. I mean, this is legit, but I never seen that before. So that's, another thing. Not good. Let's take a look at this. This was posted from News Nation. I think this was posted yesterday, last night. I have to put this in the smaller screen. I've watched like 30 seconds of this, but I hear that it's pretty interesting. So let's watch it together. Love to know your thoughts. And if we do calls for a little bit, you guys can call in. Let me know what you think about this interview, what you think about the great uncle or whatever, the GoFundMe, yada, yada.
Who else is going to, Look, it happened for 2 years because I wasn't her voice, or I couldn't be, or nobody could hear me.
Where did you think Harmony was for the last 2 years?
I thought she was with her dad, and he was just being a jerk, really. That's what I hoped was happening, but in my heart I knew something was wrong. Something was very wrong. Like, he was going to extremes to block me and make sure that I couldn't contact her or anything, or even to the point, like, once his family started calling DCYF and he knew, he then cut them off, and then I couldn't even get information from them, because at least I could get information about what was going on through them. Couldn't even get anything from them. He literally cut anybody that questioned him about how he treated Harmony or what he was doing. He cut them off.
When was the last time you actually saw Harmony?
In a FaceTime video, like 2-3 days before Easter. I showed her basket. I said, I'm coming in a couple days. Mommy got you a basket, I held onto that basket for a year and some change, hoping, that I'd have a chance to give it to her.
And what did she seem like when you saw her on FaceTime?
Terrified. I would say, hey, what's going on? What'd you eat for lunch? What'd you do today? Are you going to school yet? Like, how are your brothers and sisters? You got any friends? Little questions like that. I'm her mom. Like, I want to know these things. I want to know she's happy. And every time I asked these things, he would pause it and he'd tell whatever he'd say to her. I can't hear him. He'd mute it. And she'd be like, don't tell her. Da, 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 don't. And she'd be like, and
So this incident she's referring to, for anybody that's missed the information, and I'm looking at the timeline, this was in April 2019. Excuse me, a couple days before Easter. It's FaceTime call.
I'm watching her, so
and this is supposedly the last time that she sees her or hears, Harmony.
Mute it, and I'm like, what's going on?
It was a long time.
Why are you muting it every time I ask her a question? Why aren't you letting her talk to me? Why are you answering for her? Like, you're acting weird, Adam. I'm like, what's going on? Like, we're co-parenting. Like, you're letting me have visits. Like, what's going on? He's like, I have sole custody, sole decision making. You don't get to ask me shit. And he hangs up and blocks me. And that was the last thing I had contact with her and saw her at all.
What made you call the police before Christmas?
It was a couple weeks. I had called right after he stopped talking to me, but I was talking to my therapist, and I was telling her, like, listen, this is affecting my mental health. I can't sleep. I'm super depressed. Like, my son's well taken care of, but me personally, I was really sad, like something right here all the time, just telling me, like, you got to get her, And I said to my therapist, I said, no one's hearing me. I've made reports. I've talked to desk people at DCF office because I didn't have a certain extension, because Demetrius wasn't on the case anymore, which was the person that was supposed to remove her that didn't. He knew Adam personally. He was Adam's DYS counselor. So he was a conflict of interest from the beginning. So the 3 times they were supposed to remove her, they didn't, because he knew him personally. And then,
I mean, the thing is, she lost custody because she had issues with substances, but reportedly so did this guy. But I don't know how in the hell they really got to look into that and investigate that, how this guy got custody.
I got word when Mauricio had reached out to me and said, I was told you had made past reports, and then they started asking me questions about Harmony, and I said I still haven't seen or heard from her, nothing, and didn't hear anything. The guy I have all the text messages from the guy basically doing nothing. So I reached out to the mayor, and I said, listen, if you guys don't help me find my daughter, because DCYF and DCF and Mass dropped the ball on this one. let her slip through the cracks. I said, I'm going straight to the media. I don't care. It was like hours later, I got a phone call from the police in Manchester. And I had already called the Manchester police. They told me I couldn't file a missing persons report because he had physical custody of her. So they said, like, they told me go to court and file a petition to get custody. So I go there, and they tell me if it's a DCYF open case, then I can't go there and go to court. So they were running, like, sent me around for busy work, you know what I mean, while they were trying to figure out how to cover their butt. And it was just, when they knew I couldn't do anything at the courthouse, but they still sent me over there, you know what I mean? And then, you know, the cops called me and they're like, we're completely involved now. DCYF told me this is really suspicious, blah, blah, blah. And then it came on the news.
Have you ever seen Adam be violent?
Yeah, when I was in a relationship with him, he used to choke me. I was pregnant with her, he'd choke me. Like all kinds of stuff. If you did more than him, he'd choke you. If you were texting and he didn't want you to, or somebody he didn't like, he would do whatever to you, scream at you, get in your face, whatever. He uses his intimidation and manipulation to get what he wants. Always has.
Have you ever seen him be violent towards Harmony?
Maybe so, Shauna. And she mentioned supposedly this Demetrius guy that was working there at the place, DC, whatever they call it, DCYF. Maybe that's how, I just don't know how there's kind of oversight there is.
Towards.
And these people don't have like some sort of like, kind of like internal affairs. There's no some sort of outside whatever that like makes sure things are the way they're supposed to be. Or is internal affairs corrupt too? I don't know. I thought there was supposed to be some sort of like external something or whatever. There's no oversight. It's just like what they do, whatever the hell they want.
Her, not me seeing this, but we had a play therapist that she had while he was getting visits when I had custody of her, and even my play therapist had made a report before he got custody, mind you. I still had custody of her at this point. The play therapist made a report of abuse, saying there was definite abuse going on in the house during visits. And when she told me that, I completely never let him have visits with her again, you know, because Nan was supervising them, and there was like once or twice where she had doc's appointments and stuff, so she wasn't there the whole time. And he's short-tempered, you know, so he, you know, as soon as he gets the second or loses his temper, he's gonna hit her, you know. And my daughter is she's just like me, you know. She talks a lot and she's excited and she's smart, you know. She kind of even thinks she might even know a little bit more than you know, even though she doesn't. But that's just her, and she's just beautiful like that. But I just don't ever see someone getting so angry to where they
That's what I hear a lot of people saying too about the area, Manchester. I heard some other names as well. I forget. That area is like has a lot of issues with substances like drugs and stuff.
bash her around the house, as he said. You know, I just don't understand. If that was the case and that's what you planned on doing with her, why go for custody? Spite me. To spite me. That's all it was. It was never for love for Harmony.
Did he ever speak negatively of Harmony?
Yeah, oh yeah, he'd say, when I talked to him, you know, I'm like, so what was going on at the visits? You know, like, I questioned him about what the therapist had said. Hence, telling him no more visits. Because he was blowing on my phone, he was supposed to pick her up, and I didn't answer. Then he showed up to the sober house in Roxbury making a scene, and the director was like, we'll call the cops on you. You know? And I told him, this is why. You're doing extreme punishments to her. She all kinds of stuff like that the therapist had gotten out of her just by playing dolls in a dollhouse. Imagine? I was horrified. I was like, no. I told DCF, and that was that. Like months later, they hand over custody.
How is it possible she got to stay with him after all of that?
I don't understand. I still don't understand to this day. I had a court date on the same day of that hearing for Jamison's adoption. So I sent over to get a continuance from the courthouse saying, hey, we need a different court date. I can't cut myself in half. They denied my continuance and just handed him over custody because they wanted to wash their hands of the case. You know, they were done with it. It was the lady said it was open 4 years too long.
So I know. Oh, sorry. Come back a little bit this way.
Oh, sorry.
Stay one spot. Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to get out the wind.
No, I
It was
know.
like,
I'm sorry.
whew.
Only a few more questions and we'll be done. I know it's cold.
Just stand out in the traffic. We got to answer these questions. I'm just kidding. Let me take a look at the chat real quick. And people can have all the opinions that they want. I just people can feel how they want to feel, whether it's against the mother or for or whatever. Shouldn't be just a FY like censoring that. I mean, unless it's something very like nasty, but and yeah, and if you guys could hit like, I'd appreciate it. Get the likes up for me. It really helps out with the stream. YouTube's on this weird wave, which I'll talk about at the end of the stream, not right now. But if you have creators out there that you like to watch and support, make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe. Like now more than ever. In January, things are taking forever to monetize. Like nothing's like monetizing. It's taking days and days and days. So if you have creators out there that you support and like, or maybe you're on YouTube and you don't have an account, you just watch. If you can take the time, a minute or two to sign up for free, all that stuff really makes a difference. All right.
I don't know where he is. He needs to just come give me my coat.
I know. I mean, these are tough questions to ask a mom, but I mean, do you think Harmony's alive?
I still believe she's here. I think he has her with either like his mother that no one knows really anything about because she never raised him, but I think he would call his mom or hit her up on Facebook and say, I'm in real bad trouble. I need you to take her. You're the only one that no one knows. You know what I mean? I feel like she's still here. I would know, man. Like I said before, a mother knows. You know when your baby's not here anymore. You feel it the day it happens, and I've woken up with panic attacks and woke up calling family members freaking out because I just have a terrible feeling all the time. But it's not a feeling of that she's not here anymore,
With his violent past and addiction, I mean, do you think he could have?
I feel like he sold her. I think he sold her because the same week that they're saying this happened, the day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, was the week after my son legally got adopted on the news. You know what I mean? And he knew what my son looked like. He, that's my daughter's brother, So he saw that, and I really think it's connected. I think, he got that idea from seeing that and was like, oh, I can do it illegally,
SSS, I 1000% agree with you on that. I don't want to go too much into it, but SSS says that I'll tell you what the problem is. YouTube is buckling under pressure from the corporate overlords, and up to the minute 24-hour news cycle is cutting into the corporate news profit. Well, what's going on? This is my opinion. What I noticed, right? A lot of the YouTubers that are doing this kind of content, I don't know if it's other YouTubers as well, but like anything with this type of, crime, news coverage, journalism, now we're stuck waiting all these days. I don't know if it's like to weave people out, but I noticed that a lot of these news corporations, they'll post the video and it just has ads, instantly has ads. They don't have to go through like the approval process, or it's just a lot. They have personal people at YouTube checking their stuff. And so I feel like YouTube has been on this wave for a while, what they deem and call authoritative news. And so when you search my name, or you maybe search another creator that you watch or like, well, not search their name, but when you search the topic like Harmony Montgomery, more than likely it's going to show you some of these other channels first, like the news channels first. And so they started like that, the curated content. Like right now, this is what you're going to see, right? When you search Harmony Montgomery, this is all part of the whole, this has been going on for a long time. This is nothing new, but this is what you're going to see up top. This is what's deemed authoritative news. And so I think this is like the next wave of these people. What they're doing is now they're just going to cut into revenue and ads and stuff like that.
Because not for nothing, right around the same time, human trafficking was at an all-time high. So was organ harvesting, which I don't even want to go there, but.
Organ harvesting and human trafficking. There was that one lady from Texas, right? San Antonio, that we covered with regards to Lena. Oh, Leslie, thanks for being a member. With regards to Lena, there was a girl, baby Gabriel, I forgot the name, that the mother tells the father, I killed the child and blah, blah, blah. Then the child goes missing and she claims that she met a couple or some people at a park or something and gave the child away, doesn't know their name, doesn't know their phone number. That's her story. Goes to court. I think she served a small amount of time. They literally have her saying she killed the baby or whatever. And then she was like, oh, I just did that to spite him. I didn't kill the baby. I just gave it away to a random couple. I don't know, man. Nora says, I have a hard time understanding why she waited 2 years to say something. That's a fair criticism. That's a fair criticism because, and we're going to get into the letter that she wrote to the mayor's office, which was recently. I think it was in December, right? You know, she says she's been trying to reach and get help, but the stuff that I see is all recent things. You know, I don't know.
At least if you sold her to a family that legally can adopt or something, you know, there's still hope that she's at least safe somewhere, you know?
Do you feel any guilt?
Oh yeah, every day. Every day. I played a part in this. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm innocent. Like, I'm a recovering addict. Like, when I gave birth to her, I didn't know nothing about being a parent. I didn't know nothing about getting in recovery, but I never stopped trying. I always went into program after program after program, trying to, you know, prove to her and my family that I wasn't gonna stop until I got better, you know? And I just, you know, especially when I kept reaching out to Adam, kept reaching out, like I even was like, I even wanted to show him, like, look how far I've come, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of shame and guilt, you know, that come with this. But it's not gonna set me back. It's gonna motivate me to keep fighting for her and keep looking for her, because if I can't speak for her, who else is going to, you know? Look what happened for 2 years because I wasn't her voice.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Yeah, letter dated December 28th, 2021.
I couldn't be, or nobody could hear me. You know, I just want people to hear me and come forward and tell us something, because somebody knows something. It's a fact. Like, someone knows something. And either they're too afraid to get in trouble or whatever, but someone knows something.
And just my last question, the search happening at the house now.
They're just scouring for any type of anything, really.
Do you think there's something at that house?
No. I don't have a feeling like there's. I get these crazy intuitions, I always have, and I don't have any type of intuition about that house. I feel like they're wasting time, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. I'm also hoping as well, you know, that there's nothing. So.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was the mother, Crystal, on News Nation, and that was Brian Enton. We were following Brian a lot during the Gabby Petito case. A couple of things that we still got a bit to go. Nerdy posted about 40 minutes ago, or not 20 minutes ago, and I don't know how he got this information or if it's confirmed or not. So just letting you know, it's not confirmed. It says cadaver dogs didn't hit on anything inside or outside the home where police searched, which is very plausible because I'm reading on a different screen, not what's there here. It's very plausible because I believe they ended the search, so it's very likely it's probably true. Another thing here, real quick. Manchester police called Crystal Sorey shortly after the vigil, asking why she spoke out against them. Police on the news/media and said, "Stop trying to bully people into silence. Do your job." We're gonna get into this Banfield thing. This is the great uncle in a second. Let's stay on task with the email that she wrote to the mayor's office. I'll play this short clip and then I'll actually read to you the email.
I'm begging for help in finding my daughter. That's what Crystal Sorey wrote in an email to the Manchester mayor's office on December 29th. The mother of missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery said the girl's father never enrolled her in school and wrote she's missed important
And several people were asking about that. What about school? What happened to school? Apparently she wasn't enrolled in school.
doctor's appointments she's had since a baby due to her disability in her eye. Sorey also said DCYF did nothing to help her find Harmony. Today, police ended their 3-day search of the backyard and patio of 77 Guilford Street in Manchester. That's where Harmony was last seen 2 years ago. The homeowners who live there now have no connection to the case. News 9 Investigates obtained service calls and police reports for that address from 2018 to 2021. Officers were called to that house 29 times. 4 of those indicate DCYF was notified. An incident report from 2019 describes clutter and trash in every room, and power had been cut to the house. But the report said all 3 children inside appeared to be clean and fed and were wearing appropriate clothing for the conditions. In a follow-up email last week, Sorey laid blame for her daughter's disappearance on DCYF, writing, DCYF failed my child 100%, and everyone in our family will vouch for that. DCYF officials say the agency is strictly bound by state and federal law from confirming any information about any of its cases. Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, is being held without bail.
And let me read you this. This is the actual Victoria Price posted this on Twitter. It says, hello, Mayor. I'm a single mother of 3. I currently only have 2 of my kids. My oldest daughter, Harmony, she's 7 years old. Her father, Adam, has physical custody of her, and he is currently homeless and under the influence. Reminder, though, or keep in mind, this is December 29, 2021. This is not like an old thing. This was, I mean, days, weeks, 2 weeks ago. I don't know, whatever. Not that long ago. DCYF has had an open case for my daughter and didn't remove her when they witnessed her bruises, and the house at the time had no running water. Now it's a year later and DCYF has done nothing to help me find her. She's supposed to be in 1st grade. He never enrolled her into school this whole time. She missed important doctor's appointments she's had since a baby due to her disability in her eye. Please, I'm begging for help. For help in finding my daughter before she ends up like that little boy that just passed away due to neglect through the department. My next step is going to the media to get whatever help I need to find her and bring her home safe. My phone number is so and so. Please help. Thanks for your time. Happy holidays. Then it goes on to read. Well, they responded back, I guess, and it says, "Thank you for reaching out. I'm so sorry to hear about this situation. Unfortunately, the city doesn't have jurisdiction over DCYF or the court system. I encourage you to reach out to NH Legal Assistance to see if they would be able to review your case and provide legal assistance on the custody issue. There's the phone number. If you know your child's in immediate danger, call 911. Yada, yada, yada. You know, it just kind of ends off like that. There's a really good timeline. So this person, I'm not going to go through all this right now. I covered a lot of the timeline in the previous video, but if people need this as a reference, I'll add this to the description as well. If you're doing a video or you just want to sit and research the thing yourself, let me just add it right now. Timeline. And this is done by somebody on Twitter, Dory Data Bay. Timeline. Dory Data Bay. Okay. So I'll put the link, just added it now to the description. And this timeline, though, what I will say, I haven't looked at it. I just glanced at it. It seems to be more advanced than the guy that we have from the Boston News that he did a timeline, which I really appreciate that he did that timeline. This one is kind of cool, too, because it has sources linked to it. So you can actually like check and verify the sources, which I thought was pretty dope. And let's see here. A lot more detailed. Several pages, a lot of details. I could do a whole video on this. But yeah, good job and kudos to this person here. Let's take a look at the uncle. Here a second. Oh. And there was a lot of, I just put it now for you in the description. If you want to take a look at it whenever.
Stepmother of that little girl. Kayla Montgomery is charged with welfare fraud for allegedly hauling in 2 years of food stamps money, all while little Harmony was missing. Police say Kayla and her then husband, Adam Montgomery, were claiming Harmony as a dependent, even though the 7-year-old wasn't living with them. Kayla told police last week that during those 2 years, she believed Harmony was living with her biological mother, Crystal Sorey. Kayla believed that because she says back in November 2019, when she was still living with her husband and Harmony's dad, Adam Montgomery, Adam left with the little girl and said he was driving her down to Massachusetts to be with her mom.
I'm going to skip to the interview part because we've covered all this already.
So much for that. And Kevin Montgomery joins me live now. Kevin, thank you so much for being with me tonight. First, right out of the gate, have you had any updates at all from police or family members on Harmony's whereabouts?
None.
Chef lady says she didn't wait 2 years. She asked for help and got none. That was her last attempt to the mayor. Listen to the report. She's a recovering addict, but clearly wanted to contact her daughter. Yeah, I mean, kudos to her for getting sober. I mean, she admitted to her faults. You know, she failed Harmony in a certain way as well as everybody else, it seems like. You know, I haven't seen, maybe I'll take a look at it sometime. She says she's been doing it over a long period of time. I've seen, from what I saw, it was all recent stuff from what I've seen. Let's see. The stuff that I saw was all like recent stuff, November 2021. You know, it could be that maybe she has been all this time. I don't know. And in the interview, she claimed that this guy, Demetrius, that she has all the text messages. So who knows, that maybe she'll put that out. You know, maybe there's more information.
Nothing at all? No one sharing
No.
any information with you?
Nope.
So
No.
tell me, what made you initially call the police on your nephew, on Adam? What was it that got you so worried?
I thought this interview was kind of bizarre. I don't know why. Did they just have him out in the rain? I don't know. Maybe he came out of his vehicle and he had to run to the spot where they interviewed him. He's like soaking wet.
So I won't get into details, but there was just things that raised an alarm with me, and I called the authorities. And I'll just be clear, I love the police. They're doing everything they can. First and foremost, DSS, or Family and Children's Services, failed my niece here. And that's why we're here today.
And Alicia said that the uncle reported the father for bashing Harmony's head in July 2019. It has done nothing. So that's a good point too. That's what he says. You know, I haven't seen actual documentation, but yeah, he did say that.
If they listened in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. And my niece is out there. She has family that love her, aunts and uncles and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers. And yeah, we just want her home. And I don't like the public. If you can't help the situation, please don't distract from what the people that are trying to help are doing. The words, the viciousness, everybody wants to be in this story but me. I want to be as far away from this story as I possibly can. But I can't. I have to be my niece's voice, and I'll stay as relentless as long as my body will take, as much as it will take. I know there's a lot of support out there, but there's a lot of aggressiveness, and just back off.
Kevin, can I ask you if you've had a chance to talk with Adam, who is, again, he's your nephew, and Harmony is your grandniece, but have you had a chance to talk with Adam since he's been arrested, or even within the days around his arrest?
I haven't talked to him in years.
Tell me about that.
I kind of want to keep the focus on Harmony here, please. I don't want to. That's my concern. The justice system, whatever happens, All that will take its course. I'm here to try to raise awareness of money with my GoFundMe page. And I just want to stick the focus on Harmony. I don't want this story to die. I don't want it to fizzle out. I want to talk about finding Harmony. Anyone out there that has seen Harmony, it doesn't matter if it was 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, anything will help. Any information, any. Just imagine if it was your daughter, your niece, your granddaughter. People know, someone knows. Someone knows something. Someone saw something.
So, Kevin, let me ask you, because there is so little information and because Harmony has been missing for so long, the only thing anyone has to go on is what was happening right up until the time that Harmony disappeared. And so that's why some of these questions are, as uncomfortable as they are, they're necessary. In the police affidavit, you were very informative about some of the things that had happened.
And that police affidavit, which I read on the last video, we went through it. You know, he says that the father told him that he did hit Harmony because supposedly, if I'm remembering correctly, the father claimed that Harmony was watching, was it her brother or the other child, put the hands over the mouth. And so he went to reprimand her, and I guess he punched her or something like that. That's what he claimed. And so that was in July 2019. And they say, or he says that he called the Division of Youth and Families, DCYF, which all this stuff is plausible. And why I say that is because we just saw the whole thing with all the 29 calls. Some of you guys mentioning that in the chat, and that even neighbors were calling DCYF. So yeah, there's clearly a failure in DCYF.
To little Harmony before she went missing, and it was just heartbreaking.
Failure. There's a failure everywhere. Honestly, it's a failure. You can't. There's not one place you can look where there wasn't. Honestly,
to read the details that Harmony had been, I think one of the quotes is bashed around the house by Adam, that she'd been forced to clean a toilet with a toothbrush, and that she'd been forced to stand in the corner for hours, to the point where she wet herself. And then there are big redactions, big black marks all through.
Yeah, Adam told Kevin that he returned and found Harmony holding her hand over the child's mouth to stop him from crying. Adam told Kevin that she responded by striking him in the face, causing a black eye. Kevin said he believed that Adam had relapsed on substances during that time frame. That's just crazy, man.
Some of the things that you told the police. Can you fill in what those blanks are, Kevin? What were the other things that you said that have been blacked out?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know what's blackout. I never seen those reports. I know what I said in the reports, and I stand that I said what I said. And I don't want to mess up this investigation by giving out too much information. The police are working their tails off. I know they are. I talk to them often. And yeah, I talk to them often about any way I can help. Any details I can remember, we try to go over. And it's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking.
Kevin, can I ask, in some of the history that we've been reading through and trying to piece together this mystery, you called the police in July of 2019 because you'd seen Harmony with a black eye. And then it's my understanding, was it you that called the police in October, just a couple months later? And if that was you, what was the circumstance that led to that call?
Correct. So that call it was my mother's house, and we wanted to go there and get some things that my mother wanted to retrieve and to check on the kids. And when we got there, we had to get a police escort when we got there to go in and get some of the things.
Can you tell me why and what it was that was so concerning that you would need a police escort?
That's Nerdy's video right there to his drone.
To enter the home?
There was just conflict there. We had a falling out for whatever transpired previous to that. And so just the safest way for no issues was to just get someone there that can mediate the situation.
So in that visit with the police escort, did you see Harmony and did you see what condition she was in?
I did. She looked timid, but that's all I could say on that. I only got a brief look at her.
And was that the last time any other family member that you know of saw her?
At least my immediate family. I'm not sure about his other side of the family. I'm not sure. My immediate family, on my side of the family, yes.
Did Harmony say anything to you on that last visit when you last saw her 2 years ago that might have been an indication that things were really bad in that home?
No, she didn't say nothing.
Was she allowed to talk to you?
I'm not sure. I didn't see anything to be said for her not to talk to me. I'm not sure.
And Kevin, what was the condition of the home? What did it look like when you went in there? This is the home where, you know, this little child was last living at 5 years old.
It just, it wasn't well at all. It just wasn't well.
Can you be more specific?
I think they're doing these transitions on purpose too. I noticed, I mean, I get putting pictures and stuff like that, but completely covering the screen for this period of time, I think it's for a reason.
Yeah, I would rather not comment.
I know this is difficult for you. I know these questions are tough. I think everyone who's watching just wants to get as much information as possible to piece together this mystery and hopefully lead to finding your niece and solving this awful mystery. There are more children, 3 other children by Kayla and Adam. Those would be half siblings of Harmony. Do you know where they are staying tonight? Because both Adam and Kayla are now in jail. To our knowledge, are not able to make bond. Adam obviously facing these related charges, not to her being missing, but to child abuse and neglect. And Kayla now facing charges for fraud, for still collecting the food stamps for the last 2 years, even though Harmony's been nowhere to be seen. Where are their 3 other children tonight?
So from what I believe, only from a news interview from the mother, Kayla's mother has them.
Kayla's mother. So is that...
So the stepmother's mother has the 3 siblings, Harmony's step siblings or step siblings. They're staying over there. And then the Jamison, her actual biological sibling, he's staying with the family that adopted him, which was Blair, and I forgot the other name. Blair, I have it somewhere.
Is that a safe environment? Do you know anything about her?
No, I never.
Blair and Johnathon.
I don't believe I don't ever remember meeting her mother, but it could have been once, but I'm not sure.
Did you have any concerns about Kayla? I know you had your concerns about Adam. You called the police, but did you have any concerns about Kayla?
Kayla and what? Did I have any concerns about Kayla at what?
And how she treated Harmony and what Harmony's circumstance was living with her?
I just don't want to.
Mother.
I know it's difficult, but it's important information.
It is.
You know, when people.
She did a good job, man. Banfield, good job. Not an easy interview to do. To me, I don't feel any kind of way, really. It's just adding to the story. Like, I don't feel any kind of personal whatever towards this guy or, you know. But she did a good job, because sometimes when you're trying to talk to somebody like that whether he's nervous or it's other things or whatever, it's like you're pulling teeth kind of to try to have that conversation. So she did a good job. It's almost over, this interview, and then I'm going to play the half siblings. Adam's kids with Kayla, half siblings. Okay. Half siblings. Thank you.
People are trying to figure out where to look, where to think, what clues might have been going on before she disappeared.
I understand that, but that's my purpose. That's my purpose, is to raise awareness on how to find her, who might have seen her, and that question has nothing to do with where Harmony may or may not be today.
Can I ask you this difficult question, Kevin? And I think it's imperative, because the way you're speaking, it sounds like you believe that Harmony is still alive. I think everybody wants to know if, you know, people who knew Adam or people who know Adam, and certainly that's your nephew, if you think he may have killed her.
I would not answer that.
I kept thinking the static was my headphones, but I think it's the actual video.
I'm holding out hope that we find and bring Harmony home safe.
What's in your gut?
My gut tells me there's always hope until you tell me there's no hope left to have.
I know this has been a tough night for you, all things considered, the weather as well. But Kevin Montgomery, thank you so much. I know you're raising money for the reward money for your GoFundMe. Let's hope that we can find your little grandniece. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Okay.
Click the.
So that's News Nation again, Banfield. This was the GoFundMe. I spoke about this on the video that I made. And so reward money to help locate Harmony. The thing is, there's already reward money. Somebody messaged me. I think, what is the money at right now? I think over 100K now. Last I checked, it was like 90 something, 94K. Let me take a quick look and see. Reward money. 100,000 supposedly. A lot of times when I sometimes look at, sometimes it's kind of weird how to put that together. When I look at these GoFundMes and I see that it's not really active as it is, I believe it's because there's distrust. Somewhere along the line is distrust. Also with the fact that there's already reward money, it also makes me think of, I've seen so many of these. Let me see where the GoFundMe is for Lena. Did that ever improve? It improved a bit. With Lena's GoFundMe, the other, this is a Texas girl that's missing. It went up because initially, maybe this guy, you know, Izat talking to people, maybe it helped out a little bit. This was just kind of, I guess, poorly done. The high goal, and this again, there's already reward money, and I think that they should have. I spoke with Izat about this, but they should have had a little bit of a better explanation, just for transparency and stuff like that. But sometimes when you see things like that, there's a reason. There's just the public perception, you know, doesn't mean that it's right, but that's the perception. Sometimes perception is all that really matters. Apparently, in some cases, you know, it's not even about the truth online sometimes. Okay, this is what I want to do. If anybody wants to call, I think I can do like maybe 30 more minutes. If you want to call, give some of your thoughts. You want to maybe correct something or maybe mention something that nobody's mentioned. Maybe you're a local out there, or maybe you just want to share your opinion on the story. We do a few calls. Haven't done that in a while. Let me get it set up here. And again, thank you guys so much for coming through. If you wouldn't mind hitting like or subscribe, even better. That'd be great. Let me start this thing right here. Oh, I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Oh, did I call? Oh, wrong number.
Your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
All right. If anybody wants to call, give it a few minutes. If not, I'll end off on a couple of points, and we can call it from there. Let me just close this out. Take a quick look. The other thing, real quick. I don't know. Should I play it? Oh, this is old. Never mind. Let me not do that. Oh, I got to put the phone number, right? Yeah, that would help out, right? I'm over here waiting and I didn't put the phone number. I do that. I'll say it too real quick. So if you want to call in, it's 954 787 3009. 954 787 3009. If you want to call in. My bad. The other thing, there was an article, if I could find it. Oh, here we go. Let me read this in the meantime, and if not, I don't know if I covered this on the previous video, but we got a call. Let me just cover this real quick, and then we'll get to the call. But it says missing Harmony Montgomery deadbeat dad's mother-in-law sought restraining order over the summer. Adam Montgomery, father of missing New Hampshire 7-year-old Harmony, allegedly crept up to his mother-in-law's window with a knife as his now estranged wife was sheltering in her home with their children over the summer, court records show. Montgomery is married to the complainant's daughter, Kayla, although they separated months ago. Kayla and Adam share 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl between the ages of 1 and 4, who are now safe and accounted for. Kayla Montgomery went to her mother's house with the children March 21st, 2021, due to the DV on her from her husband, Adam, according to the request for a restraining order. Court documents obtained by Fox allege that July 2nd, 2021, Montgomery showed up outside the mother-in-law's home, crept around her yard, and tapped on her window at around 7:45 p.m. The filings contain allegations from the mother-in-law, but not an affidavit from police, and Montgomery is not convicted of a crime. The family called police, who spoke with Adam and Kayla, as well as the mother-in-law and her boyfriend at the scene. The officer said that she would need to file an order of protection to keep Montgomery away from her home. July 5th, the boyfriend found a steak knife in the yard where Montgomery had been standing, according to court documents. Montgomery's mother-in-law filed for a restraining order the next morning. It was dismissed for lack of service September 9, 2021. By then, Montgomery had purportedly checked into a sober house, and from there took off with another woman, according to court documents. Police found him asleep with her found him asleep with her in the car when they were arrested. And all that stuff we covered. Fraud charges, everything else. Thank you, Sheldon. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, let me take the calls. We got 3 calls. 978, how you doing? Where you calling from? Oh, lost that person. Okay, 513, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Calling from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hey, what's up? Welcome.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got on here. Do I need to turn off my TV? I've got my cell phone going and my TV.
I think you're okay. Maybe turn it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear myself. Yeah.
Okay, turn it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I have watched a couple of videos of the mother, and she was saying a long time ago she was trying to reach out to authority and the CPS, whatever their children's services are.
Yes.
And she got no response.
Okay.
Like through the police and CPS, and the police was saying, well, she's in his custody. There's nothing we can do. You got to take him to court for a visitation, blah, blah, blah.
Right. She was saying that. So she's been trying.
Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the feeds, and they're like 2 years, and this mother is just now talking about it. And I'm thinking maybe I could be wrong, but I'm thinking she was trying, but maybe not trying so much because she was working on her own self and own issues.
Right. Yeah, I wonder that too. I've heard her say that she was trying because, like, we heard with the whole Demetrius thing, and that she just wasn't able to get a hold of Harmony. And I think I read too, she stated that she went around driving to different addresses where she thought Harmony was staying at. I don't know I don't remember the time frame, but she said that she
Correct.
tried.
I did. I did hear that. And he was bumping from house to house. And the last time that she was able to speak with her daughter, she had an Easter basket, and that was the day that he blocked her. And then, of course, he blocked his own family. That right there, I'm assuming this little girl has been gone since 2019.
Very possible. Yep.
And it's insane that our system, it's been 2 years and they haven't done a follow-up. If my child doesn't go to school, school is calling me. There is a time to put your child in school. I don't understand. It's just very confusing how this can go on for 2 years and nobody knew where she was.
And it doesn't
but
seem
I
like
won't
these
keep
people
you. I
have to
know
answer
there's
for
other
it.
callers.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm
And it
sorry.
doesn't seem like these people have to answer for it either. They just have that protection of, federal law and blah, 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 so we can't say nothing. And it seems like more than protect the kids, it really seems like it protects them. That's what it seems like it's there for.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. I appreciate the call.
The system actually, I had a neighbor that called on me because we were having a birthday party over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 49 years old. And they called in concerned of my 10-year-old child. And I have a 25-year-old child over here. I'm 22. Like, literally, it was a family. We were having an outing. And they called CPS, and they responded the next day over some BS like that. But yet, stuff like this, and like Summer Wells, they get away with it. It makes me sick.
Right. Well, thank you.
But I won't keep you any longer, hon. I love your show. You were my number one.
All right.
Good job, Mel.
I like that. Thanks.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay. Don't promote the number anymore. We got one more call, and we could end it there. We don't have to. I don't want to drag. I'd like to keep it kind of short and to the point for people rewatching. Let me take this last caller here. 978. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Gardner, Mass.
Hey, welcome. Garden where?
It's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Cool,
so I'm
cool.
Pretty well. I know what's
Yeah, you're
going
close
on
by.
with the system here. So
Massachusetts is like
Yep,
an
yep.
hour away, right? From New Hampshire, is that
Yep.
right? Or something like that? Okay. It was close by.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, this place is closer. I can be to New Hampshire in 15 minutes from where I'm at. So
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely I've had experience with the system here, so I definitely know what the bio mom was facing. And if they don't like you for whatever reason, they will totally blackball you, and you won't get any information whatsoever out of them. So she might have been trying right along, and they might have just made up their minds that, you know, she was bad for whatever reason. And if that guy, by the sounds of it, he must have had somebody on the inside that knew him personally, because with a record like what he has, I mean, they could have just done a background check and found out what was going on with him. So it doesn't sound right.
Right. Well, thank you.
But
I appreciate
they're
the
known
call.
for doing.
Yeah.
They're known for doing that. No
Right.
problem. No problem. Definitely cool. I've called
All right.
before, but I've never gotten in.
Oh, you
so
have?
It was kind of a
Oh,
shock.
okay, cool. All right, thanks. Bye.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, cool. Got a little bit of feedback. I could end it on that. I'm good with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be following this story. So let me just, since we're at the end, just a couple of things that are going on. I've been getting a lot of requests for different stories. So I'm definitely going to be looking at other stories to mix it up for you guys. And I'll be following this as well. There's a bunch of other things going on. There's the whole Nina, Lisa, Marcella, Charles. These two women are on the run. I've been getting text messages from people from when I covered the story. That's a crazy ass story. If you never heard of Marcella Botello, definitely check it out. I'm going to be looking into that. There's a lot of other side stories. If you haven't checked out my alligator video, you should check that out. Okay. Probably wondering what alligator video. Let me show right here. For Paola. So somebody told me it's not Paola, it's Paula. Paula, something like that. I was like, all right, whatever. Sorry. But yeah, definitely check out this video. Pretty interesting. This woman with the alligators. It's like two stories in one, because I covered a previous woman that was in that same park, and she was doing backstrokes with alligators, and one of these alligators ripped off her arm. That's one of my more recent videos. Definitely go and check that out and support that. YouTube, yeah, YouTube's on this weird wave. I've seen a lot of creators talking about it. I've been dealing with this for a very long time, the whole demonetization thing. The difference now is that, like, before you can maybe wait 24, 48 hours, something will be monetized. Now it's literally taking days and days on end. And I was hoping that maybe it was just like seasonal, like maybe these people, something's going on, or maybe the people in the call center, maybe they all walked out. I'm not doing it anymore. You know, maybe they just quit. But it's kind of seeming like maybe it's not something that's so temporary. So I don't know. I don't know if this is to phase people out or whatever. So if you have creators like me or others that you like and support, you know, just hit like, leave a comment, share, subscribe. When you turn on the bell notifications, make sure you turn on all notifications, even though I hear a lot of times that's not working. And I have a lot of things this week coming up, a lot of business stuff that's good stuff. And so just on a personal level, I think yesterday I signed up to the gym finally, and I've been going, and I've been already kind of jogging and walking, but taking the gym more seriously just for like my mental health and to lose weight and just to feel better and to take on all this stuff with a better mental state. So that's kind of what I've been doing on the side. And I really want to be kind of focused with the content that's coming up. So I want more direct content, and we'll still do streams, of course, when I can. So yeah, I think that's kind of it, man. Why swim with alligators? I don't know, bro. Yo, like the alligator thing, like for Paola, people thought, because I think she suffers from bipolar and schizophrenia, she has threatened to take her life before. But with that story, the previous woman that was in the lake or whatever doing backstrokes and just whatever, she didn't have any mental health problems. She was just swimming in the thing. I don't know for what reason. So I don't know that this woman that's still missing went there because she wanted to end her life. Maybe she just went there and didn't think that something bad was going to happen. There was this woman from Florida too that I covered several times, that she has this obsession, and she has mental health problems with going into storm drains. She was found in the storm drain at least twice here in Florida. I'm talking about she was down there for weeks. I don't know how they claim that she survived on a can of like 7-Up. I don't know how somebody survives on that one can for 3 weeks, because I wouldn't think, I think with water, how is it, like 7 days you can survive with water? Excuse me. So anyway, that woman, the storm drain woman, her name was Lindsay something. After she's found, because some lady's walking on it and she just hears somebody underground screaming, help me, whatever. After she's found, they try to get her help. They send her to Texas to like some sort of rehab center or something like that. She's found in the storm drain again in Texas. Just this weird obsession with the water and just going into the water and just being there. I don't know why. Lindsay something. Oh yeah, I actually have it saved there. Lindsay Jane Kennedy. Let me show you right here. This is the woman, the Florida woman. So then now recently, well, in June, woman rescued from Texas storm drain months after reportedly being found naked, spending 3 weeks in the Florida storm system. And when we're doing a little bit of research, come to find out, like, even before this Florida incident, there was another incident before that of a woman in a storm drain, and I believe it was the same woman. So just weird stuff. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But there might be some time where she might not come back from one of these excursions going to the sewer drains, you know? And then somebody mentioned also the COOF, the virus. I think that does have a mental effect too on everything that's going on. I mean, on kids. They also talk about the long-term effects of that stuff. People having to be indoors a lot of the times. People having less communication. I can't let that stuff control my life. Like I'm just so tired of the. It's been like we're almost going on 2 years now, and every other day there's a new strain and a new mutation and everything. It's getting kind of just out of control. You know, just do what you got to do, but it's having a profound effect on people, especially these people that are keeping their kids at home that normally wouldn't have their kids at home all the time. You know, I think I've read that murder and DV and all that stuff is on the rise. Okay. And thank you, my friend, my Discord friend, for the cash. I appreciate that. The reward money is 100,000. I'll just put this in the chat real quick for anybody that has information. And we're done, yo. We're out of here for today. Put the link right here. Thank you for the mods that came through, and thank you for everybody that came through and supported. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Be safe. And yeah, we're out of here. Peace.